So friends, one of the important aspects which has been, which all the IPs have been facing was the, uh, you can say over-regulation. I will use the word over-regulation. And I was the one who has mentioned in not one seminar, in number of seminars, that IPs are over-regulated. In fact, uh, one of the IBBI top officials one day called me, he said, why do you say they are over-regulated? Then I explained them. I said, look, this is the situation. Do you want me to do CIRP? Do you want me to do liquidation? Or do you want me to file forms? And then when I don't file a form, then I have to give explanation for each and every day delay. So this is at least something can be reduced. And your documents and the forms which are there, they're very repetitive in nature. I mean, you are asking for the same information time and again. You have that data, can't it be auto-populated? Why you have to ask all these details time and again? So there were many aspects which were there, and fortunately for us, uh, Triple IPI, ICI formed a study group and they suggested that yes, the burden should be reduced. There was a direction probably from the Financial Stability and Development Council, which in their report on 8th May 2023, after 1 year, we are seeing the impact of that. And it was mentioned that regulators, this was basically not for IBBI, but for all regulators, that they should focus on reducing the compliances. And after 1 year, at least, we are seeing that discussion paper. And hopefully, in the coming month or this month, once the CIRP regulations are amended, then the reduced compliances will be there. So let me give you a very brief background of this, and then probably we will have very pointed suggestions. And I will also share my screen. I'll show you the discussion paper and the new forms. And I think all IPs who are experts here and who have been doing filing, they must be facing a lot of issues. Now the new forms are there. I'll just introduce what those forms are, and probably then we also can have your suggestions. So first, my dear friends, let us understand what is the background for this particular discussion paper. This discussion paper, as all of us are aware, was issued last week, that is on 10th June 2020, last Monday. And the purpose is, number one, friends, reducing data submission. Now, all of us are aware that there are a number of forms which we have to submit, right? Typically, right now we have 8 CIRP forms, CIRP 1 to CIRP 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, because frankly speaking, I do not do these kind of filings because I don't hold an AFA. But since I know, I'm aware of these regulations, so I'm leading the discussions. But if I make any statement which needs to be corrected, please correct me. So reducing data submission is extremely important. Why? Two things. One has to eliminate duplication, and two, the simplification. So avoiding duplication and bringing in simplification. These are the two things which are important. Then the compliance deadline. Now, if I have to file a form within 7 days of this event, within 7 days, which is typically the current situation in CIRP forms, within 7 days of that event, I need to file or IPs need to file. Now, that becomes very difficult, isn't it? Can't there be a standardized date or a streamlined date? Say at the end of the month, I should be filing a particular form. So I think that also brings to my mind that I can ask my team, or I will also be ready. Okay, 30th June is the deadline. So I will be prepared for that. But if I have to do on an event basis on every 7 days, I think this adds to the stress and the burden of the insolvency professionals. The third and the most important thing which this discussion paper is doing, I mean, the amendments which will do is that there will be a centralized reporting system. Today, I may have to file certain documents with an IPA and I have to file certain documents with the IBBI. This is a complete duplication. Can this be avoided? Yes, now the IBBI has recognized that we should have a centralized reporting system. So they are proposing combining of the various forms or reporting systems of IPAs and IBBI into a single centralized IBBI website, which will make the stakeholders, particularly the IPs, to access and also use it. The best thing which has happened in this, my dear friends, is most of the forms, right? Today, where they are proposing reduce forms, and all the forms except one form, all the forms which are new forms, now they have to be filed at the month end only. Now that is the best part which is happening. So there, friends, there are, typically speaking, there are 6 forms now instead of 8. So at least 2 forms are gone. So out of the 8, now we have 6 forms: CP1, CP2, CP3A, CP3B. So they are divided 3 into 2 parts, then CP4 and CP5. So total of 6 forms. All the forms now have to be filed at the month end within the 10th of the next succeeding month. So supposing any activity which has happened in the month of June, IPs will be required to file all these forms by 10th of July 2024. So on the 10th of next month. So this actually is a good thing, that now there is a single date of compliance, except one form, which is form number 3, which is form number 3B, which is the typically the adjudicating authorities order, which is on the approval of the resolution plan or rejection or liquidation or closure, because they want immediate updation about if the plan is approved. So within 7 days, that form is to be filed from the date of the order. But all other forms, there is a monthly compliance reporting framework, which is a very good thing, which is happening. And of course, timings and the forms have been revised. And what has happened in the form, I'll just show you. Most of the fields are now auto-populated. That means the name of the corporate debtor will come automatically. Similarly, the other details of the corporate debtor will automatically appear. Of course, they will be editable, right? The registered office, which is already in the records of the IBBI, it will automatically appear. Now, if you still want to edit it, supposing there is mistake, it is an editable field also. But auto-population actually reduces a lot of work. You don't have to feed the things time and again. So once you have done it, probably next time you will not have to do it, which is a good thing. I think we must use technology nowadays, and we must reduce the not only the forms, but also the details of the forms which are there, which we are asking. In fact, if you ask me, IBBI should be more concerned with high level summaries rather than going into the transactions. I'll give you one example in a little while, uh, but this is important. Today, IBBI does not want to get into, as a regulator, why should they be getting into a transaction? That is not a good thing. They should be concerned about, like suppose the avoidance transaction. Let me give you one example, which is there in the form itself. In avoidance transaction, they are wanting the details of each transaction and name of each party. Now tell me why it is desired. They should be concerned with, under section 43, what you are proposing to recover, and what is the amount which you are proposing to recover, whether they are related parties or not. Similarly for section 45, similarly for section 49, 50 and 66. That's all. Why do they need the details of each and every party? Friends, let me tell you, in one of our cases, we have filed an application for recovery of 400 crores. Now there are 126 parties. Now, if I have to start feeding 126 parties detail, now it is actually consuming a lot of time. It will take around 2 hours. This is exactly what they are wanting still in form number, you see form which they have prescribed for avoidance, CP4, which is form. So I think some of these things can be reduced, still reduced. So I think these are the part of the suggestions. So let me give you certain forms itself, that what they are proposing to do, and then we can go one by one with your suggestions. So let me share my screen. Just give me a moment. Yes, I can do it now. Yes, so this is the discussion paper, my dear friends, which we were talking about. So 10th June 2024. And the purpose typically is mentioned in the discussion paper also, as I have mentioned to you, that reducing data compliances, data submissions, then adjusting the compliance deadlines, that is the second one. Centralized reporting system is the third one, and monthly compliance reporting framework is the fourth one. And of course, the consolidation. So at many places, they have tried to consolidate. So these are the purpose. This is the purpose, friends, which I mentioned to you. So reduction and adjustment of the compliance deadlines and simplification. So these are the 3 purposes for which the IBBI has proceeded with. Then, of course, they have given the existing legal framework which is there, and we are all aware this is Regulation 40B, which appears in CIRP regulations. So all these forms, look at this. This was the form number 1, and within 3, the IP1 form was there. Then from CIRP 1 to CIRP 7 forms were there. So typically IP1 plus CIRP 7, there were 8 forms in total. And the timelines were generally within 7 days of the occurrence of the events in most of the cases. So this was making the IP's life very difficult. Now, what are the proposed changes, friends? Look at this. They are now going to introduce form number CP1, right? So number 1, IP1 form is going to be dropped. So they are not wanting this form. So this is proposed to be dropped, okay? As they are saying that relevant details are already submitted in the assignment portal and other compliances. So they don't want duplicates. This was a complete duplication, so they have dropped it. CIRP1 and CIRP2 form, now it is proposed to be combined into a single form, which is known as CP1, right? And this form is typically to be filed post-constitution of COC. So my friends will recall that as far as CIRP1 form was concerned, it was from commencement of the CIRP till issue of the public announcement. So what are the activities which have happened? So CIRP1 form was relating to that. Similarly, CIRP2 form was from public announcement till the replacement of the IRP or the confirmation or replacement of the IRP. Now they have combined this, that once you constitute COC, post-constitution of COC, one single form instead of CIRP1 and CIRP2. So this is the first change which they are trying to make. 2, CIRP3 and CIRP4 form, my dear friends, now they have also been combined into a single form, which is CP2. So, and this form will have to be filed post issue of RFRP. So first form is post COC, second form is post RFRP. So CIRP3 form was from appointment of RP till the issue of IM, and the fourth one was CIRP4 earlier was issue of IM to till issue of RFRP. So it was divided into 2 parts. They have done that, done away with that, and now there is a combined form, single form, which is to be filed after issuing the RFRP. Now coming to CIRP5 form, which was there, which is issue of RFRP till completion of CIRP, it has been divided into 2 parts, my dear friends. CP3A, CP3B. CP3A is typically wanting the details of the application filed by the filed with the adjudicating authority for approval of the plan, or for liquidation, or for closure, that is withdrawal. So this is only when you move an application. So this is to be filed, like supposing you file this approval application, say on 10th June. Now you don't have to file this CP3A form immediately within 7 days. You will be filing on the 10th of the next succeeding month, that is 10th of July. So this is also a good thing. CP3B form will only capture the order of the adjudicating authority, either approving the plan or ordering liquidation or closure. This form typically is to be filed within 7 days. This is not at the month end. So this is the only exception, my dear friend, CP3A and CP3B. Then CRP6 form, which was there earlier, which was typically event specific, including filing of applications of preferential transaction, interim finance, commencement of CRP of guarantors and all that. So that is proposed to be dropped, because that is they are combining in a different form altogether. And then CRP7, which was to be filed within 3 days of a specific activity, now that has to be revamped into CP5 form. So this is again has to be filed at the end of the every month. And then, of course, there is a CP4 form also relating to the avoidance transaction. I have slight issues in this. That is what I mentioned. So let's go one by one. And there are few suggestions at the upfront which I would like to make. I think if somebody is noting down, I'll just give my few suggestions, and then of course we will have an open debate, because I don't have to speak much on it. I think we need to have a more interactive session, which I'll coordinate. Number 1, my suggestion is look at this form CP1. What do you make out of it? Is there a heading of the form? Why should not we have a heading of the form so that it makes clear what is this form? So I think we must suggest to the IBBI that all forms must have headings, isn't it? So without heading, there are no forms. Like you file application for initiation, there is always a heading. So why can't we, I mean, just by looking at CP1, CP2, CP3, I'll just show you the next one. Let's look at the next one. CP2. Tell me what is this form? So nobody knows what is CP1, what is CP2. Why can't we have a heading of the form? So I think this is my first suggestion that the things have to be, that headings must be stated. That is the first of my suggestions. Number two, friends, all forms now are required to be filed within you see 10 days of the next month. And as usual, I think all of us are guilty of that. Everyone will actually file on 10th of the next month. I know that, isn't it? So 9th or 10th, because when the last date comes, typically we file the forms there. Don't you think that their system is likely to crash? If all IPs are trying to file 4 forms or 5 forms, because there is a requirement of filing at least 4 forms on the same date. So filing of the 4 forms by a single IP, you see, it can cause a crash on their website also. So I think we must suggest to IBBI that they have to create a robust system of accepting the forms, because everyone probably would be trying to file the form at the same time. So sometimes the system also crashes. So I think that is also one of the suggestions which needs to be given. The third, and this is a major one, like I'll just show you one form, CP4, and then of course we'll go. Okay, what we can do is we'll leave it that suggestion when we discuss those forms. So let us have your views on starting from CP1, or as a general thing, what are your suggestions on filing of the forms? Of course, I have got 2 more comments to make on one CP4 form and generally for all the forms. But before I do that, let us look at CP1 form. Friends, this is a CP1 form which is to be filed post COC constitution. And look at this. Name of the corporate debtor, they are saying it will be auto-populated. And this is editable. So you don't have to fill it. It will automatically come from there. Similarly, SIN number of the corporate debtor, it will be auto-populated. PAN number, auto-populated. So all these you can say the columns which are to be filled in are typically auto-populated, except of course address of principal office, address of corporate office, like whether going concern, name of the promoters. So they may not be auto-populated at the initial stage. Once you fill it, then of course maybe if the second form requires the same information, it will be auto-populated. So this is a good thing which has happened. Form has also been shortened. It is not a very big detail. These are few things which have been shortened. It also contains the detail of the ARs and everything which is there. So any suggestions on CP1 form or on general thing? Let's go one. I will leave it, you see, open to the persons, to all my friends now. So if you have any suggestions, friends, we can discuss those. One by one, if you have any suggestions. Okay, friends, these are the forms which are going to affect you. So I think it it is important that we must have certain comments so that we can forward it to IBBI.
Sir, I have a suggestion that whenever we fill the form.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. We're not able to hear you. Okay, I think Swasni ma'am, I don't know, Mr. Manoj Kumar Anand, we're not able to hear him. Mr. Manoj, if you can
downloaded PDF form. If it is possible to, this is the time of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
If any reminder can be given, after filing of those, filing of first form and the due date for the second form.
No,
These
Mr.
are the
Manoj,
2 suggestions from my side.
No, Manojji, just hang on. We lost your voice in between. Just switch off your video because I think there is a problem in the bandwidth. Now you can give your suggestion. So we're not able to hear you earlier.
My suggestion is let when we fill the form, and we should be able to download it either in Word format or in Excel format, because we need to download all these forms also. At present, we can download it only in the PDF format. Reason for that is that whenever we need to, calculate our CPRs or maybe something else also, some figures we need to calculate, then if we have it in Word or Excel format, then it gives us that benefit. Number one. Number two is that this is the age of artificial intelligence. When we started our, filing of first form, when we filed the first form CP1, then if a reminder mail may come from the IBBI side, if possible, that now this particular form is due and this, event based things will be due. If possible, my second is only, if possible, suggestion. These are my two suggestions in
Okay.
general for all the forms.
Okay, okay. Manoji, I think your second suggestion, as so far as the reminder mail is concerned, well, that is well taken, but typically speaking, as a regulator, they do not have a role of reminding, because at the end of the day, we need to, because otherwise then somebody can say tomorrow ROC should also start reminding the companies about the form, SEBI should start reminding. So I don't think that may be a good idea. Of course, at many places, IBBI sends an email that this is the last date for filing of the form. But typically, to remind every IP for every form, I think that may become difficult. That's my only opinion. Of course, your suggestion is well taken. Now, as far as the
Thank you.
second suggestion is
Good
concerned,
evening,
yeah,
Ashish ji.
just,
I concur with the views of Mr. Anand.
Mr. Shiva
Actually,
Prasad, just give me a second. Now, as far as the second suggestion is concerned, that downloading in a Word format or Excel format, well, I would say PDF is an acceptable form of uploading and downloading. Typically, Word and Excel are not the formats which are globally accepted as far as the documentation is concerned, because then uniformity can be achieved and the data can be linked and the data can be drawn. So that is the second part on it. Yes, Mr. Shiv Prasad, I'm sorry I cut you in between. Sorry.
no issues. It is a pleasure to hear you.
Yeah.
And I like you very much.
No,
Good
no,
evening,
pleasure
all
is all mine,
other
sir. Thank you so much.
participants.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Then, I concur with the views of Mr. Anand.
Yeah.
Actually, when the IBBA conference held last year in Bangalore,
Okay.
I suggest this point to one of the IBBA officials to be kind enough to send a reminder well in advance so that we will take care, so that say then we can avoid the penalties. Then we will be prompt in submitting our forms, etc. Of course, it may not be their duty, but at the same time, it will be a favor to us, so that we can promptly attend to the filing of the relevant forms.
Okay. So you are saying again, you are endorsing the view by saying that the reminder
Yes.
email is will be a good thing from IBBI.
Yes. It
Okay.
may be auto generated email, so they need not selectively send to any particular IP. They can do it on a what I call universal basis, whether I handle a assignment or not. They
So
may
that,
simply say that if you are handling any assignment, you may submit the form within say 10th of the particular month,
I think,
like
see, as
this.
far as Mr. Shiv Prasad, I think as far as sending this automatic email, I don't find that there can be a problem in sending it. But the only point which I'm saying is this. Sir, I'm not practicing and I'm not holding an AFA. If I receive these kind of emails every month, it will be actually a very irritating thing for me. So sending it to all those who are not holding AFAs, I think that will be a problem, because handling emails every month just like this, putting them into a junk box, that will become a problem. And number two, that's only my view. Of course, your views are well taken. I think people will note it down also. We'll forward it to IBBI, no doubt. But typically speaking, a regulator has not the job of reminding people. That's the only point which I'm trying to convey. I'm not against that. It is possible in technology, and they can very well do that. But your point is well taken, sir. Okay.
I agree that it is only a favor to us, and it
Okay.
is not the duty at the same time. I told the same thing to the IBB officials,
What
and
was his reaction? What was his reaction, sir, when you told the IBBI?
he has helped me, but he has not committed anything. And and say while sending the emails, automatic emails, the
Right.
system can filter whether the particular IP has got the AFA or not.
Right.
Uh,
Correct. That filtration should be there. Yes.
The further filtration can be whether he is say handling any assignment.
Assignment or not. Right.
Say likewise said, and I have not gone through this particular notification
Okay.
to I admit on honestly,
Okay.
but I feel that there is I just saw that as a IP's details ought to be fed in. What I feel is that they say once NCLC issues an order, it should be picked up from that website, from the database, and it should automatically be generated in the IBBI and IPS websites.
See,
Or databases, sorry, not website, databases.
So most of the data, like I'm showing you on the screen, like name of the corporate data, they are writing auto-populated but editable.
Yes.
So it's all auto-populated. Look at most of the data, like 1,
Are
2,
you able to
3,
hear
4.
me?
Yes.
So all these data are mostly auto-populated, but naturally some of the data which is to be submitted, that needs to be fed manually. Yeah. So I think they've done that job to that extent. Of course, this can be improved. Yes.
I think directors' details also can be auto-populated by the system.
Director's detail.
See, whatever is auto-populated, still there are a lot of enclosures where they may restrict the size of the files. It's very difficult to find these e-forms at all.
I'm sorry, sir. Why they are difficult to file all these e-forms? Mr. Kameshwar Rao, can you explain in detail why do you feel that this is difficult? Okay.
Only just one observation, sir.
Yeah.
We see we are dispensing with IP1, the form.
Correct.
Then I'm not very clear how the CP1, the data gets auto-populated. From where the system will take it?
That IP1 form.
IP1 form we are not going to fill. It is dispensed with.
No, IP1 form they are dispensing it, no?
Yes, sir. So how in the CP1, how the data will be from which source that?
No, that is being auto-populated from the assignment detail. Like I'm submitting my details that these are I'm handling these assignments. Or you see those.
Gunjan Singh ka.
Friends, may I request everyone to please mute themselves. Only the person who is discussing, probably they will have to open their audios. Thank you. So, sir, as far as IP assignments are concerned, they are saying assignment details are being fed by the IPs. So they are taking it from there. So this was typically a duplication because this form came much earlier when they didn't have the details. So assignment details, pre-assignment details, they already have it. So they want to reduce this form. That is there. We should be happy about it. If not,
no, I'm happy only, but I'm not very clear how the data gets auto-populated because there is no source. Nobody is filling the data. Who is filling the data?
Through IP1, I believe.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Assignment details are fed only through IP1.
Assignment details are fed only through IP1. No.
Yes.
Yeah, and IP1 is dispensed with.
If that is dismissed, how can they populate all these streams?
Okay. I think they have mentioned that. Let us read. You see in the why they have dispensed with. I just try to.
Sir, can I?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead, sir. While I
sir, it can be.
Look at just a sec, sir. Just a sec, sir. Let me go to the proposed changes. Look at this. They are saying IP1 proposed to be dropped as relevant details are submitted in the assignment portal and other compliances. So I think some of you can help me. What is the what are the details you submit in assignment portal? Mr. Ravichandran,
may I come in, sir? Sir, may I come in?
Yes, Mr. Rajan Agrawal. Go ahead, sir.
So basically, sir, suppose I get an order from the registry stating that I have been appointed as an insolvency professional. Now I come to know that I have been appointed, right? So basically, I will go to the website of IBBI and I will create an assignment in my name. So once I create an assignment in my name, then that assignment comes on the website of IBBI that this is one assignment I am handling, say as an IRP, right? So this is that assignment, I believe. And so when you are filling this form, they will get the details, which basically was being submitted in IP1. So,
Okay.
sir, IP1 form was one form which was only one form which you could give as much details which you have, right? So it was not a form which all details are to be submitted. IP1 is one form which can be edited any number of times. So basically what is happening is probably the IP1 form was not helping IBBI with much constructive details. So they have thought in terms of discarding this and taking the details from the assignment portal, which the insolvency professional approaches the IBBI stating that create an assignment in my name.
Okay,
So
I got it, sir. Got it. So I think that
one
answers.
more point, sir.
That
One more
answer. Just
Can
a
I,
sec. I think let's
sir, can I
yeah,
can I add on here?
ma'am, just let's go one by one. Otherwise, we'll be speaking over one another. Everyone will get a chance. Let's conclude this first. As far as IP1 is concerned, I think Mr. Rajan Agarwal has very well clarified that since we are already after we get an order, we create an assignment. So therefore, the data is or details are already with IBBI. So therefore, they are dropping that IP1 form. I hope this is this.
Sir, one more sentence. One more sentence.
Sir,
Sir?
yeah, please go ahead quickly,
Okay,
sir, because we have to give chance to the others also.
once the IRP, suppose I am appointed as an IRP and
Yeah.
then I am confirmed as an RP in the same matter. So
Okay.
once I am confirmed as an RP, then I go back again to the assignment portal and I create the assignment as an RP.
Okay, all right, great, sir, thank you.
Sir, actually, there is a point here I would like to say. Then it actually defeats the purpose of that standardization of 10th of the following, because that again becomes an event based.
No, no, just a sec, sir. How it defies, sir? I mean, I've not understood.
Because it becomes an event based. No? There is no time limit and all that. Immediately, as soon as you take up an assignment, you have to feed the details. That is not properly specified in these revised formats.
No.
So
See, the point is, the point is, as far as the assignment is concerned, see, for the assignment, when you upload that form, naturally you have to inform whenever you are appointed. So that has to be an event based, because otherwise the process will not start. But at the end of the day, once you are taken that assignment, after that, there's a one common form, which is monthly compliances, which are there. So I think that is the purpose. Otherwise, IP1 will also still continue. Again, that will be an event based. It can't be monthly based. So there we have to drop that. We have to stop at certain points. So that was what the IBBI has proposed to do. So if you have any comments on that you want that IP1 to be back, we can give that suggestion. Tell me. We have to have a strong logic for that.
Yeah, anyway, that has to be properly mentioned, sir. When these instructions are finalized, so actually form IP1 we are filing only when we give the consent for accepting that assignment.
Mr. Rajan, I think let's understand one thing. Supposing as a service provider, if I don't have to file any form, will I be happy or not? Tell me. I will be very happy if I don't have to file.
No, we have to file it.
So it's not our problem. Now let's understand. If IBBI, whether it gets a data or not, why are we concerned? If they are dropping IP1, we should be happy about it. That's all. Why do you want additional compliances to be made?
No, it's okay, sir.
It is from the point of view of IBBI that if they want more information, let them come out with some more forms. So that is the whole thing. Okay, let's go on.
I agree with you. I agree with you. We are unnecessarily putting our foot in their shoes. They might be having some alternative for that.
Right. All right.
Yeah. Let's move forward. Let's move forward, please.
No,
Yes,
sir, I agree. We agree with Ashish sir. So what Ramanaya sir is trying to tell is, in the dispensing the IP1, they can put one small comment saying that when the IP gets the assignment, they have to go and add under this portal. Like, see, we have this. I'm just displaying in the in my dashboard. See, they are dispensing IP1, but here add assignments is there. So you have to go and add there.
So it is, see, so Asni ma'am, this is a requirement which is already there. They don't have to tell anyone, na, because on the portal, there are certain things you have to, this is mandatory that you have to add assignment. Whenever you get an assignment, you add. So therefore, they get the auto-populated data, which is there for, which is meant for other forms, right? So this is the big
Exactly.
assignment is the
Exactly.
yeah. So I think let's go to the other suggestion.
Other
Yes, Mr.
okay.
Arun Kapoor has raised his hands. Yes, let's hear him.
With your permission. And sir, for
Rajanji, can you just wait for a second? Mr. Arun Kapoor and Mr. Ravichandran are waiting for quite a long time. I'll come back to you, sir. Just give me a moment. Yes, Mr. Arun Kapoor.
Sir, presently the orders, whatever NCLT orders, they are being uh, sent to MCA and MCA's website, and automatically that CIRP or liquidation, it comes on the MCA website. So I don't. They may have connected this system with MCA so that all these things, the moment I put the name, it will come automatically, and then SIN number and everything can come because it can be interconnected. So that may be the possibility. And I agree that once we receive order, we create assignment, we add assignment, and then subsequently
Correct.
all the forms they they come on our portal or in assignment.
So what's your suggestion, sir, for on the forms? I mean, this is what exactly
So I this auto population can be done. So there is no need for
they are doing it, sir. I mean,
anything.
no, they are doing it, sir. I'm showing you the form
Yeah.
on the screen, and I'm
Yes,
mentioning it. Yes, so they are doing it auto population already
Yeah.
wherever it is possible. So they are reducing your burden. So the moment you open,
Yeah, I agree that yes,
that's all
we
right.
agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Ravichandran, please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, earlier we had a CIRP 1 and CIRP 2.
Correct.
The CIRP 2 is mainly for the change of RP.
Right.
So what happens, sir? The RP, who is a new RP, will file that form and then will take it forward in future, the
Correct.
entire CIRP. Because I have come out of, as IRP, I have come out of the organization.
Correct.
Now here, if you see B, sir, in this one, in the kindly go down, sir. There's B is there. The B, there is a insolvency professional. There form is there. Whether it is in B2, whether the form is being filed by RP, different than IRP.
Yes.
Then who will access that? Whether this will be accessed by both or?
Yes, I'll tell you. If you read the entire discussion paper, what they are saying is that if you leave the assignment in between, supposing you are the IRP and you have been replaced on, say, 10th of June, it will still be your duty to file it by 10th of July. Right? It will still be your duty to file it by 10th of July. And the RP who has been appointed, naturally, it will also be his duty to file those forms in future also. So, I mean, if that form is required. So typically speaking, I just show you that particular portion where they have mentioned that if you you are replaced in between, then you have to file that form. Just let me show you that. So I just read somewhere, I'll have to just point out where typically that was there. Just let me. Okay, in the meantime, I think you can go ahead with some other suggestion if you have. I'll just show you this. Okay. Okay, I'll find out in the meantime where it is mentioned, but we can continue discussion. Yes, you have any other suggestions, sir?
That's what actually.
No, I'll show you that, sir. I read it, so therefore I'm saying it. But anyway, we'll go on to the next point now. Let's not. We can go on to the next point.
So may I ask?
Otherwise, we'll note down your point. We'll see that who is going to file it. But I believe I read it somewhere. Just let me try.
I have a suggestion regarding the public announcement. There are 2 lines are given. I think it should be an option. There should be an option to increase the line if the advertisement are given multiple cities or multiple newspapers, so the details should be captured for in additional lines. In D, in the CP1 only.
Okay, you are on CP1. What you are saying is?
There should be an option to increase the lines in the case of public announcement. If the newspaper, suppose it is in Bombay, then again to Calcutta, then into Chennai. So in that case, in every city there are 2 editions are there.
Okay, I think you see they are mentioning name of newspaper, date of publication, edition. You can see 2 columns, no? So there will naturally be more columns will be there.
No, there should be an
And
option
supposing so no, see, this is only a form which is available, but it will be kind of a computer generated form. When you say I've given 3 advertisement, probably it will open 3 you see data for you. So I think those things are you will get a drop down menu and so many other things. They have actually tried to. It's very difficult to present in a simple form.
I just add one point. Probably there could be one plus button wherein if you press it, then you could add one more column, one more line.
It will be there, sir. Look at this. Now, like name of newspaper, they are already showing 2 columns. So naturally, this can be expanded. So if you have 3 advertisements, so there will be 3 columns will automatically appear. I think that's not a big deal. That will
yes,
is only a technical issue which can be sorted out, sir. That's not
in the digital version. So this will get expanded.
Correct. Digital version will be like I'll show you. In one of the cases, they are writing drop down menu. So I mean they can't explain. That was in the last form. So let us.
Sir, may I ask one question?
Sir, no questions, only suggestions.
Yes, sir. No, regarding the suggestion only. So regarding this very section C of the CP1.
Okay, I'll come back to CP1. Yeah, let's look at that. Okay, I think great suggestions are coming. So let's go one by one. Let's hear everyone.
Yes, sir. Regarding section C of this very CP1.
Yes, sir.
So it says that first point is application or petition number. So I think we get this in the order. So when the application is admitted, so I think CPIB number is actually there on the order itself. Sir, but what about the date of filing to AA, the date of filing to adjudicating authority? So or maybe the some other details which are actually there, which are being asked. So regarding the date of filing to AA, I think that is not there in that very order.
No, date of filing of AA, you will get it on NCLT portal, sir. So everyone can access that. That is not a problem, sir. I think this can be sorted out. This can be found out from NCLT portal. So if you go to the basic details of that IA, it will tell you when it was filed, who filed it, everything is, all details are there on NCLT portal, sir.
Okay, sir.
You can get it from the applicant and like section 7 application, 7.9 application or section 10 application.
Applicant, sir, may not give it to you, but all I'm saying is they are available on a public domain on an NCLT website also. Of course, you can ask the applicant also. Yes, that is there. So address of applicant, everything is there. Yes, Mr. Sandeep, any other comment on this particular thing? Form number CP?
This is sorted out, sir. Sorted out. And
sorted out? Okay. So anyone who has a comment on CP1 at this stage? Because most of the data are auto-populated.
In the process of filling the form, if some data is not available, we should be given a chance to fill it subsequently. That's the common this thing.
Okay. I mean, you are saying not only not fillable at this time, but supposing there is any, you see, editing is there. That is what you are saying. Supposing
that it covers both the points, sir. One, not getting the information at the time of filing it initially. Second thing is done some mistake.
Okay.
Editable. This is
no. In case of mistake, yes, I agree. Okay, I think that's a good suggestion. I think somebody who is noting down, they must note down that supposing I give an information which is not correct by mistake, because typos can also be there, typographical errors. So whether I will get a chance to file it again by saying that there was a typo error, or once it is done, it is done. So I think this is a good point. So we must put this. Thank you, Mr. Murthy.
Sir, it is already there. It is already there. Editability is in every form is required.
No, Mr. Manoj. No, Mr. Manoj. We are not talking about editing. Please understand. Editable is only in terms of auto-population. Supposing you submit CP1 form and your person, your team member has made a mistake and he has submitted the form. Can you submit it again? That's the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
It is
don't know.
for each form there is a provision for that. This is what I'm saying. I don't know where it is written, but it is already there.
No,
it was
but
there.
in that
Yes, Mr. Arun Kapoor.
sir, presently, if we go for modification of the form, now they
Right.
start, they charge penalty.
Okay.
True,
So
sir. True.
So you are wanting that it should be without penalty.
Yes, sir. No, sir. What happens? Suppose if you are going to
My dear
modify
friends,
it
can I
after 2
request
months.
everyone, just a second, can I request my friends to just mute your mics? Only the person who is speaking should open their mics because there are a lot of background noises we're not able to hear. Yes, Mr. Arun Kapoor, I'm sorry.
So if you are going to modify it after 2 months, they will charge you $1,100 or $1,500. So that penalty should be it should be only for one modification, or it should be if I am doing it once, then subsequent modification they should not charge. Otherwise, if I do modification 3 or 4 times, they will charge cumulative penalty, and they are doing that.
So
Arunji, it is like this. Murthy here.
Yeah,
it is like
yes.
this. So either you give that freebie one time edit, or you don't take it at all. Or you mean to say that एक बार charge करके दोबारा charge नहीं करना है बोल रहे. The better way is that let them not charge it for the first edit, then after edits let them charge whatever it is. I think that this will sail smoothly.
I agree with you, Mr. Murthy, for a very simple reason. Like supposing you are booking at, say, airline ticket also, somebody can always make a mistake. So one change should be allowed because your team member is filing it. He or she might make a typo error. So those typo errors, at least one chance can be given. But there should be a limit that this should be edited within 15 days only, isn't it? I think you will agree with that. It's not that after 6 months you come and say, I want to edit the form. I don't think that is also correct. So suggestion is well taken. One edit within a certain period, maybe 7 days or 15 days, should be allowed free of cost. And maybe after that, if modification is permitted, I don't know whether modifications will be permitted. We must tell them that modifications should be permitted, but subsequent modifications should be naturally will be chargeable because IBBI also wants money, sir, to serve you. Okay. So let's go to the CP2 form, which is typically to be filed, you see, on the after the issue of the request for RFRP document. So this is a very simple form. If we look at it, corporate data details are mostly auto-populated. Then appointment of registered valuers, naturally we have to fill it manually. IBBI is not going to get that information otherwise. And in similarly, information of IM, there are only, you will find that only 6 columns are there, not greater details are there. If you have any issue on any item, then of course we can tell the IBBI that, look, this data is not required, right? Do you want me to go item by item, or you guys have read it and then you can give your suggestions? Tell me, how do you want? Because we want to just run through the documents one by one and then take your suggestions. Do you want me to read each and every item here?
Maybe just we can just run through with each of the items.
Okay, so I'm showing now information memorandum, point number C. So any comments on these 6 information? Whether they are okay or they are not available, or there is a difficulty in availability, like they're asking whether CD and MSME, if yes, provide Udyam number and date on MSME certificate. And then whether and this typically 5 will open if 4 is applicable. So if 4 is not applicable, then you will don't have to fill the column number 5. Okay. Then there are details of the PRAs, right? So these are PRAs are there. And then the request for RFRP, last date for submission. And so I think the forms are typically very small. They are not very large forms to that extent. Okay. So then let us go down to CP3A form. CP3A form is like you file an application for approval of the resolution plan, or for liquidation, or for withdrawal, or typically closure. So this is the form which is when you make an application. So after that making an application, this form is to be filled in. Here they are asking for the details of the admitted claims, which is, I think, ready with all IP, so it should not be difficult. Look at this. Here they are saying drop down. This is what I was telling you. In a physical form, it is very difficult, but in a digital form, it will be actually a drop down menu. So once you open it, then you will have to check one of the boxes. Like, is it an application for approval of resolution plan? Is it an application for initiation of liquidation? Or is it an application for closure of the CIRP? So these, once you pick up whatever section, then the relevant section will open. Like supposing you pick up approval of resolution plan, then this section will appear. If you pick up liquidation, then another section will appear. So that is actually automated now. So this is the final resolution applicants, date of the meeting of the COC, members of the COC and voting share. This is typically, you are taking it from form number H, and then resolution plan, details of the stakeholders, claims, and the under the resolution plan. So these are the details which are coming up. And then we have existing shareholders under the resolution plan and what will happen to their voting percentages and whether form H has been submitted. So that is also the date which is required, and approvals required from other regulators, which is mentioned, and then any contingency in the resolution plan. So these are typically the details of the resolution plan only. So these are very small details, not very big details. Normal details are there. In any case, when we move an application, we give all these details in our application itself, or form H is so detailed one. So I think all the data is available there. This section, my dear friends, will open when you file an application for liquidation. So this is a separate section which will open automatically if you click that option. And similar details are there, that what happened with the plan, whether the COC approved the plan for contribution, because they are now talking about regulation 39B, 39C, and all other regulations which are there. And this is for the closure, that is the withdrawal, right? In fact, I don't know why they have not used the word withdrawal. They are saying closure or premature closure of CIRP. I think it's typically a withdrawal of application only. So this is the detail, whether they gave the bank guarantee or not, and what was the COC's percentage approval for that. So I think this is also not a very great detail. Here, friends, this is another section which is coming up, which is a common info. So it is a common section for all the three, whether it is approval of resolution plan, liquidation, or closure. They are talking about now avoidance transaction. So whether the RP formed an opinion, when did he form the opinion, and all those issues. And then, of course, the details of employment also. I don't know how many of you will agree with this. Is there any difficulty in giving this information as far as the details of employment? Number of employees at the beginning of the CRP period, number of employees as on the date of filing of this form, number of workmen at the beginning, and number of workmen on the date of the filing of this form.
So, sir, sometimes actually the PF records or maybe the Factory Act records are not available. So this might be a problem there.
In case of non-cooperation, yes.
And secondly, I don't know, supposing this column opens, I think we can give a suggestion. Supposing I don't have that information. So there should be a column to say that not available, isn't it? Or not applicable. It can be, supposing it is it's a say technology company, so there will not be any workmen in that, assuming. So we should have an option to say not applicable or not available, information not available. I think that should also be possible. Okay, I think we can give a suggestion. And this is not only for one form, it should be for all the forms. Yes, Mr. Ravichandran.
Yeah, sir, one more suggestion, that in every form, since it is new, so, when we do that, probably we may come out with something else where we want to say something, we are not able to say something. Further, my suggestion is every form, there has to be a provision to write any other information. So I can write something or clarify something like that.
Like a remarks column.
Remarks column.
It is there.
Yeah, actually, I too wanted to suggest the same thing.
No, it is already there, sir. Look at this. Documents, if any, to be attached with a brief description against it. And in most of the forms, if you go through, it says that if you want to give an additional information, I think it is there.
Makhija ji, say
Yes,
at
sir.
the end of the form, say
Yes.
before our signature or whatever it is, say
Right.
there should be a column to provide additional information or remarks, etc.
I think it is there. I don't know how it will appear in the form. Like, look, it says attachments. Okay, it is only for attachment. Okay. Okay,
Yes.
so your point is
No,
taken.
sir, it's only for specific things, sir. I think gentleman, Mr. Ravichandran and others, what they're saying is a valid point, because there's something which we want to
Right.
inform them, but we are not able to do at an appropriate field.
I think good suggestion, sir. Well taken. I think we can note it down. That a column for additional information, if any, to be provided, there should be with a remarks column or document to be attached. Of course, documents you can attach. Look at this. Additional documents to be attached, you can do that. But information you want to give separately, there has to be a column. Agreed, sir.
Ashish ji, one more small suggestion.
Yes,
say
sir.
in the case of employees or workmen,
Right.
say there should be say one drop-down menu or some other menu stating say whether there are any employees. If I say choose no, then always they should be not relevant at all.
Good
So
suggestion.
they can automatically be populated as zero. Say
Good
yes,
suggestion.
the company is defunct. Now there are no operations. Then
Right.
and it is no employees.
Right.
And then no question of say employees at the beginning or whatever it is.
Right. So you are saying that if I say no, then these
Yes.
columns should not open. Right.
They should be masked. So
Right.
there is no need for entering any input.
Good point, sir. Good point. I think this point can be noted down.
Sir, I think so.
Yes,
if you
sir.
see the employees thing, उसमें लिखा हुआ number of employees at the beginning of the CRP. Maybe we will have an option to write not applicable. If we have an option to write not applicable, I think this problem gets sorted out.
No, not applicable is something different, sir. And there can be a situation which says not available. I mean, there may be employees, but you don't have that information, isn't it? So that is what we suggested, that there should be a column which should say not applicable, not available. I think those options should also be there. Otherwise, if I have to mandatorily, supposing it says number of employees, and the option is only to write a number 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't write NA. I can't write not available because I have to put the numericals only. Sometimes that is the restriction which is put in the form. So what we are suggesting to IBBI, as you also mentioned, and Mr. Sivaprasad also mentioned, that we should have an option of saying yes or no, or not applicable, or not available also. Okay. Yes, Mr. Ravichandran.
Sir, zero word will be there. Zero word will be there.
Zero to zero डाल दो ना सर, उसमें तो कोई problem. Number of employees you can say zero. Instead of writing 1, 2, 3, you can write zero also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Zero
That
is
is
the
there. That is the way of the form.
Zero is the state of nothingness, but zero is very important. Okay. Yes, Mr. Ravichandran.
Sir, what one request, sir? Sir, this number of employees at the beginning of the CRP period and number of workmen at the beginning of the CRP period, this should be in that form one, sir, because that IRP only will be doing this, because this form comes at a very later stage. So I do not know what, suppose I change, RP is changed actually, then he will not know how many people were at the beginning.
Actually, sir, okay. I think your point is good, but let us try to discuss. You see, that form number 1, CP1 form is at a very beginning. That is at the constitution of the COC, which is in 30 days. Sometimes at those stages, the data is not available. This is a time when you have a complete data. When you are filing for the approval of the resolution plan application, you have a complete data. So probably, I think it is better that if it is done at that stage. So if IRP has it, naturally he will give it to you. If IRP does not have it, then we are saying not available. We can do that. But that was my feeling, because that is a very initial stage. Within 30 days, probably you don't have too much of information, too many information. And then look at this. Number of employees as on the date of filing of this form, which they are asking second information, that when you are closing the CIRP, because approval of resolution plan is typically means your CRP has ended. So how many workmen were there on board as of today? So two information they are asking. So what do you say on this, sir? I think it should be okay if it stays here. Okay, right. Okay, then of course amount of the interim finance if it has been availed. So I think this is again a very short form. This should not be a difficult thing. Then let us get down to form number CP3B. Now this is you see, typically talking about when the approval of the adjudicating authority is received. So this form is the only form, my dear friends, which is to be filed within 7 days of the approval or date of the order. Otherwise, all other forms are now on the 10th of the next succeeding month. Here, this form is also very simple. Date of the approval of the resolution plan. You have to, this is the drop-down menu. Then resolution plan, date of liquidation, closure, withdrawal, and then CP3A pre-filled to append if applicable. So CP3A, if it is applicable, you have already filed it, it will automatically be appended. So you don't have to fill out that information once again. So this is a simple form and not a very big deal in this particular thing. Okay. So any comments? I think Mr. Arun Kapoor, I'm sorry. Mr. Arun Kapoor, you want to say something?
Sir, in CP1 form.
Yes, sir. Okay, we are going back.
They are asking for information.
Right.
About filing of application under section 19(2).
Right. In CP1,
so,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if suppose we fill up that, okay, yes, there is a non-cooperation and
which column you are talking about, sir? In CP1?
I'll tell.
No, I'm showing it on your screen.
So E.
Column E. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Has IRP taken custody of all records? Yes, no. If no, whether application made under 19(2)? Yes, no. If no, specify the reasons.
तो सर यदि मैं यहाँ पर नो कर रहा हूँ दोनों जगह, तो सब्सिक्वेंट फॉर्म्स में जो इंफॉर्मेशन सीडी से रिलेटेड है, दैट शुड बी मस्ट. उसकी अपीयरेंस की जरूरत नहीं है ना?
No, I have not understood, sir. This is only a specific question relating to whether you have taken custody of all records, which everyone is supposed to do. So if you don't do it, then naturally you're supposed to file 19(2) immediately. You can't have to wait for.
Yes.
So it's only asking that question. I'm not understanding, sir, why masking of information? I'm not understanding. So what is the context?
Sir, बाकी की जो इंफॉर्मेशन जो सीडी से रिलेटेड सब्सिक्वेंट फॉर्म्स में है, इफ आई एम नॉट getting cooperation, how am I going to fill up all those?
Those details are not too much of detail, sir. I mean, like the next form talks about appointment of registered to registered value. This is not dependent on 19(2). IM, in any case, whether somebody cooperates or not, you have to prepare an IM. Whatever information is available with you from a public domain, from ROC office, from auditor, whatever information. So वो तो वही देना है ना सर जो आपके पास available है. Whatever is not available, how can you give that? I think I hope I'm able to answer you. Okay. I think yes, Mr. Narayan Kama. I think you have raised your hand. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Sir,
which form you are talking about, sir? Which form you are talking
about?
Sir,
the last form which we were discussing, 3B, date 3B. Of event which said. Okay. Sir, normally there is a delay between the date of order and actually we receive the order copy.
Okay.
Most NCLTs say order is pronounced on X date, and some of the orders are, for example, a liquidation order is pronounced today. But I get order only after 10 or 15 days, sometimes even a month. Now the question is, how do I file this within 3 days? Because when I file, date is passed the order, but I won't have the order to upload.
No, it is not. Number one, sir, it is not within 3 days. It is within 7 days. Number one. Number two.
Yes, sir, 7 days.
Yeah. Number two, sir. Sir, this is not a new thing. You are already doing it under the existing forms itself. This is not a new form. So typically speaking, when you get an order, like, see, there are two things. Most of us are saying order was not sent to us. We should not wait for sending of the order by the registry. If the order is uploaded, right, on that date itself, you can take a beginning date from there itself. You can say date of approval is this much. You're filing it today, and maybe under the remarks column, you can always mention that why you have filed it late. So you can look at, there will be a certain column where you can typically give your remarks. Like there is an attachment, documents, if any, to be attached. When you are attaching the copy of the order in the remarks column, look at this, there is a remarks column. You can always write down saying that order was pronounced on so and so date. but it was uploaded on the website on so and so date, or I got it on so and so date. So therefore, I filed it within the 7 days of that. So I think that is not you see, that an issue which is covered under this. And this is a problem which we are facing for the existing forms also. It is not for that now because of CP3B, this issue has arisen. I hope I'm clear, sir, on this.
Yes,
okay. But yes, we can suggest one thing based on your this thing, that instead of date of approval, there should be another date of uploading of the order or date of receiving of the order. I think there can be a certain column because those dates are different from the date of the approval. So we can give a suggestion to IBBI to consider that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Partha Sen.
Yeah, sir. I have a observation and also, suggestion here.
Yes.
Sir, as per CP2, you know, under that information memorandum, it is mentioned that whether the MSME certificate is there or not.
Yes.
Most probably, the intention of IBBI to see whether the corporate debtor is eligible to file the resolution plan or not. But sir, as per the recent order, this certificate can be provided at the time of filing the resolution plan. But this CP2 is talking about the RFRP, earlier stage. So sir, and another problem, sir, we are discussing that modification of form. So if the corporate debtor submit me the certificate at the time of submitting the resolution plan, I must have the opportunity to modify this form, sir.
Okay. See, I'll tell you. As far as this form is concerned, this is a one-time form. And as far as modification, we have already discussed whether modification editable, one free editable has to be given within, say, 15 days. Because if you are able to modify, then you may have to pay a fees. That's all right. Fees is not a deal with $1,000 or whatever. So, so you will be able to modify if the IBBI provides the modification later on. If they do not provide, right, if they are not providing it, then naturally we are giving them a suggestion that we should be given a chance to modify the forms.
Yes, sir.
At any stage of time. Your point is taken, sir. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Acha, friends, now we were discussing Form 3B. I think 3B we have covered it. Let's go to Form CP4. Yes, CP4. CP4 is typically, you see, this is a form again which is to be given. You see, at the on the 10th of the next month, right? Now, what is this form talks about? This is most important. This is relating to avoidance transaction. I have got few suggestions here, but anyway, let's go through the form and then we will have some suggestions. Look at this. This is what I wanted, that why the IBBI is getting into transaction part of it. Don't you think they should be only concerned with high-level summaries? Why do they want for each and every transaction? That means, supposing there are preferential transaction with 40 parties. Why do they want details of 40 parties here? They should only be concerned about the gross amount, the total amount, and whether it is due from a related party or not. I can understand to that extent. But like they have also given a column, parties to the transaction relationship. So I think it is typically not party wise. It should be actually a high level summary. What is your suggestion, my dear friends? Why the IBBI wants transaction wise detail? Shouldn't it be a combined figure for this thing? Because here they are talking about transactions. Look at this. So there could be a problem in filling this form, isn't it? So if it is a summary form, then it is all right. Otherwise, if they are wanting the details of every transaction, then it becomes a problem. Okay. And
may I come in?
Yes, Mr. Rajan.
So, sir, basically these avoidance transactions, earlier regime for avoidance transaction, CIRP 7 is triggered, and you CIRP 7 form, right? Now, now the modified form. So even in the CIRP 7, what I say is that for the purpose of avoidance transactions, that event being triggered, you are filing CIRP 7. IBBI has been collecting all these details which have been mentioned in this form, right? So it is already been collecting even party-wise details as to who are the parties against whom you have filed, the RP has filed.
No, this is what we are discussing. Like Just hang on. Earlier regime, we are submitting it. Now we are trying to simplify it. We are trying to reduce the load. I'm just simply asking a question. What is the purpose of asking a party-wise detail by IBBI?
What I believe, myself believe is that, see, basically, IBBI is collecting lot and lot of data. Now, these people are doing lot of, they must be doing a lot of evaluation on the data filed by the artists. So probably otherwise these IBBI may be doing lot of, working on the data to understand basically, even if they have the names, they can understand individuals, they can understand partnership firms or LLPs or companies, big, small, how the avoidance transactions allegations are moving, means how these cases are being filed. So probably they are doing a lot of evaluation themselves, which may help them in taking decisions on avoidance transactions in due course of time, means how to go about avoidance.
No, Mr. Rajan. See, as a regulator, asking for a detail for a sole proprietorship, whether it is a transaction, what is the purpose they are going to do? They are not going to trace that sole proprietor. They are not going to see, as far as companies and partner LLPs are concerned, I can understand. But there are not a lot of names which are not traceable, which are sole proprietor. I think most of IPs are facing this problem also, that they are not traceable. So anyway, I mean, I'm not disputing that it may be beneficial for IBBI. No quarrel on that. But the fact of the matter is, it's not required. That's what my feeling is. I mean, we can always give a suggestion that you can only have a high-level summary. That's all. How many?
Agree with you. Absolutely agree with you, sir. Absolutely agree with you. The objective of these forms is simplification, and this simplification is required.
Naturally, see, I'm also giving a logic. See, at the end of the day, IBBI is coming out with say their quarterly newsletters and annual report. In what they do, they only give a summary. That's all. They don't give the name of the parties because that's not required. That's what my feeling is. Of course, if the participants feel that we should continue doing it, I mean that's all right. Okay.
Actually, sir, I have a suggestion here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's go one by one. I think Mr. Ramnaiah, you go first, and then we'll take.
Sir, what you said is correct, sir. Because actually the purpose of these forms is for simplification. Correct. Again, troubling the IPs with a lot of micro level information as regulatory.
Right. So okay. So
yes, sir, my suggestion is they can put a cutoff. This is like about 10 lakhs individually, up to 10 lakhs a consolidated figure, something like that.
That is also unnecessary burden for the IPs, sir.
Some amount are about 10% or about 20%. Suppose the amount quantum of this thing is say 10 crores.
Okay.
Yeah,
that will also increase. Just so I'm sorry.
That also increases our workload. No?
So it's
the very
again,
purpose of
IBBI wanted a lot of information. No, they wanted a bigger data bank.
You know, what they are going to do, because
they won't do anything. When a matter comes, no, then they will analyze. They won't do anything. I don't think they have the manpower to do all that. They will only dump it in somewhere.
What I feel is that is not our concern, because if IBBI wants, let them call for some individual, where some high value transactions are there.
Let me conclude by saying, as an IP, let's not suggest that you should do this. You should simply say that you should take only high level summaries. That's all. I think that should be okay. If they want more than 10%, more than 20%, let them come out on their own. But if we suggest, then naturally they will say, okay, we want this information. So typically speaking, it is not the job of the regulator to collect the data at this stage. That is what we are talking about. Yes, I think Mr. Partha Sen and then Mr. Ravichandran. Please go ahead, sir.
Sir, I have the only observation is that if there is a combination of a transaction, some transactions happened with the related party, maybe some transactions happened with the. Right. So how the summary can be collected unless and I specify the things individually?
No, it's very easy, sir. Like supposing in preferential transaction there are 4 parties. Out of which, Mr. Rajan, can you? I think we need to keep ourselves muted, sir. Okay. So supposing there are 4 parties in preferential transaction, 2 are related, 2 are not related. So I think in a summary you can mention that these are I mean, the amount you can give, say total amount is 40 crore. You can say 20 crore is for the related parties, 20 crore is for not related. So you have that detail with you.
As a total. Okay, understood.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Mr. Ravichandran.
Sir, otherwise, who can put any attachments, sir?
Attachments, of course, like forensic audit report and transaction audit report, you have to attach in any case. And application, which you are filing, you are already attaching it. So if IBBI wants a detail, they can take it from application then.
Okay, sir.
I think these are the attachments. Look at these attachments on your screen, sir. All right. Okay. Yes, Mr. Ravichandran, I think he raised his.
Since, sir, I mean, what you're saying is absolutely right, actually, because since we are attaching the report itself,
right.
The summary, if they want it, they can always look at this one.
Right.
That is one, actually. The second one, sir, on the top, see here it is, I think the filing is done after we file with the adjudicating authority.
Correct.
But then on the top, there is a word is there that, which I am not able to get it. Or order given by AA. It is only after filing the application.
No. It is to be filed. No. This is to be filed at 2 times. One, when you move an application, and second, when the order is given by the adjudicating authority. This is not only oblique, it is at both stages. If you read the discussion paper, it is to be filed 2 times.
Okay.
Okay. This is, I think we are done with this. Then let us look at the form number CP5. Now CP5, what they are doing is, this is typically, you can say, I mean, this is a summary of all the forms in the sense that what is happening in the CIRP. This is typically a status of the CIRP. You have to update that status to IBBI on a monthly basis. So this is exactly the form is. Let us look at this form, then we will seek comments on this. Like auto population is already done, name of the IP, name of the CD, and all these things. These are auto populated. Then exclusion period, which is if it is any, we have to mention that this is to be done on monthly basis. And then general information is there. Like if was there a stay on the CIRP, this is a drop down. If you say yes, then other options will open. Then current CIRP stage, it says please check the boxes for all activities completed this month. So if you check box, only then those items will open. Details of the activities submitted as complete in previous reports will be auto-populated. Look at this. Below, with the ability to edit if needed. For any new activities, please provide details in the space provided. So if you have already submitted that information last month, like public announcement, so if you are filing the form next month, unless there is a change or edit, you will that will be auto-populated. So I think that's a good thing. It will actually save a lot of our times. And then stage-specific details. Complete only the section relevant to the current CRP stage as mentioned in section 2. So typically speaking, when you pick up that, so then the next stage will come. So this is all talking about public announcement, report, IM, and expression of interest, RFRP, resolution plan, approval of the plan. And then plans which are submitted to NCLT, and application for initiation of liquidation or withdrawal, these will all come as auto-populated because we have already filed that form. And then minutes of the COC. Well, this is something where I'm slightly surprised, and I think this is known as overregulation, according to me. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Now today, IBBI wants the minutes of the meetings of each COC meeting held in each CRP. I don't think, I think they are going overboard to this. And what are they doing with the minutes of the meeting? Are they using it for inspection purposes? Are they using it on a routine basis? Because most of the people, supposing there are 1,000 CRPs going on, and every month, assuming one meeting, now today we have to hold one meeting every month, isn't it? So 1,000 meetings are happening, and 1,000 people are filing that form at the end of, say, say particularly at the end of the month. Number one, it will burden their system. And then what is the purpose of, are they reading these minutes? I don't know. I think this seems to be little over the board, but be that as it may, if you have any comments, we can discuss. It says data, like they can have a data meeting, they can have meeting number and what are the agenda items discussed broadly. I think that is all right. But they want
not only minutes. Sir, not only minutes, notice and results also.
Yeah,
notice
and results also required.
But as such, we are supplying all this information. Like
Sir, that is all right. But we are
yes.
talking about simplification today. Point is, what is the purpose?
Probably they may be reviewing it.
I don't know, sir. Can they review?
But that is a
they
accurate task for them, as rightly said.
Sir, let me tell you, they don't have that much of staff. In the monitoring team, they have only 5 people in their team, in monitoring department. Can you believe this? So how can these people do it? So typically
they recruit.
Yeah.
Sir, they recruit interns and get the work done from them.
That is all right. That is only where the inspection is ordered. Then in those cases, I don't know whether in routine they are doing it or not.
They're doing it, sir.
Whether
I have
meetings
it.
are held or not.
Sorry.
They won't do anything. They will keep it like that. When something comes, no, they will take out and try to corner the RP.
And Mr. Gulamadi, I think.
Shall I come in?
You see, whenever, just a sec, sir. Whenever, supposing an inspection is ordered, they also send a complete list to the IP to submit that data again, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they already have it, why do they ask for all details? You know, whenever an inspection is ordered or an investigation is ordered, every IP receives a letter containing almost around 150 documents to be given to them. So they are collecting, because inspection department is different than this department. This department is merely collecting that data. I don't know whether they are accessing it, whether they are reading it. I have my doubts. But anyhow, be that as it may, I think if you all
can give a suggestion. You can give a suggestion in the name of.
Correct. Yes, sir. I think somebody wanted to come in. I'm sorry.
Harish, sir, this may be collecting the minutes of all the COCs. One of the idea, they may be coming to MCA too, like a pay some fees, download all the documents. For public purpose, they may coming like this. See, MCA
these are confidential documents. Like the minutes are confidential, isn't it? They can't be downloaded. They can't be given in public domain and no one can download it. These are privileged documents, confidential. You can't share. Even IPs are not entitled to share any of the documents. So therefore, for the purpose of public domain is not there, according to me. But yes, so I think we can give a suggestion on this. Yes, Mr. Arun Kapoor, you raised your hand. I didn't see that.
Sir, if we are filing all these documents, still we have to submit all the information as per section 208. So then either that should be dispensed with.
No, why are you bringing 208, sir? I mean, I've not understood.
No, sir. As per 208, we have to submit all the proceedings once the assignment is over to IBBI. All the documents, minutes, and everything.
No, that is only at the end of the assignment, sir.
Yes.
This is during the assignment.
Yeah.
So they want a complete description what is happening in the case. So the purpose is
okay, sir.
Yeah.
So if I am submitting all these documents regularly, then at the end of the proceedings, if I again submit that, it will be a duplication, no, sir? Because they will be having the record, monthly record.
Sir, under 208, where it is written, sir, I am just trying to look at under 208, where it says that you have to submit the documents. Submit the copy of the records of every proceeding before the adjudicating authority to the board, as well as to the insolvency of which is a member. See, okay. See, 2082D, probably you are referring to that.
Yeah.
This is exactly what, under 2082D, they are defined these forms only, no, sir? There is no duplication. There is no duplication. They have exercised the power under this only to bring it under the rules, sir. Okay.
Sir, may I add something? May I add something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir, sir, I'm not aware of I don't remember exactly the regulation or the relevant section, but at the end of our assignment, we always submit that in a pen drive. You know, all the forms, everything, whatever, we submit in the pen drive. But that is the easy option to submit there. But that is definitely there in either in the regulation or maybe in the code. I think it is in the regulation. We are definitely, after completion of every assignment, we are submitting it to the IBBI.
Yes, sir. See, the point is that is little different. Submitting in, you see, pen drive means you are only giving them the data and the record. Now,
that's all.
You are not giving the form with a specific, like this is what happens is when you submit a form, now IBBI doesn't have to lift their little finger and they can populate the summaries, isn't it? So they get an overall picture of the economy. that how many CRP cases, what has happened, what is the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
in a pen drive that you don't get that information. You are just simply submitting that record. That's all. So that's a different purpose, and this is a different purpose, according to me, sir.
I fully agree with you. It is not at all required for the submission of all these, minutes and other thing in this form. I mean to say that this we are already submitting at the end of the our assignment. So that is why it is not required here. This is what I mean to say.
Correct. And in any case, supposing IBBI wants, suppose somebody files a grievance or a complaint, IBBI can always ask the IP, give me the minutes, copies of the minutes. So
Exactly, sir. Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Okay. All right. I think so. We can give a suggestion.
Sir, I have another question.
Sir, no questions, only suggestion, sir. Question.
Yeah, suggestion. Yeah,
forum, sir, आज question
sir,
वाला forum नहीं है, आज suggestion.
Sir, suggestion ही है, sir. Sir, this transaction, avoidable transaction, you said that it is to be filed twice. Once at the time of filing application and another at the time of receiving of order of AA.
Yes.
Now, in the meantime, resolution plan is approved.
Right.
RP is relieved.
Right.
And as per plan, now it is for the COC to take it forward or the CD to take it forward the application.
Right. So who is going to file that form? That is what your question is? Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Good
sir.
suggestion, sir. I think we can note it down. Because if RP is pursuing it, then naturally RP can file that form. But if RP is out, because as per the resolution plan, supposing it is the COC which is taking up the pending application, or it is the new RA which is taking over. So naturally, RP will not be available, or he will not be knowing what order has been passed. In fact, he should not be keeping a track of it. So to that extent, I agree with you, sir. I think we need that clarification as far as who is going to file the form when the actual order of AA comes after the approval of the resolution plan. And if RP is not pursuing those applications. Good suggestion, sir. Okay. Yes. Let's look at the next section. Then details. Look at this. This is again where I have a problem. Details of all IAs filed with AA regarding CIRP of CD. Now, they are wanting details of all IA numbers filed by me or filed by anybody else. And in many cases, I can show you the cause list also now, right now, on a principal bench or New Delhi bench and maybe other benches also. In one of the cases, my dear friends, in one of our cases, 106 IAs are pending. And in many cases, more than 15, 20, 30, particularly in real estate cases, lot of applications IAs are pending. Now, why IBBI wants the details of those IAs? And sometimes what happens, you are an RP, 5 people have filed an IA copy not given to you, but it is given in the cause list and the matter does not reach. So they don't give you the copy for say 3 months altogether. Now that IA is pending, but you don't have the information. Look at the information, what they are wanting, issue in brief. How will I get that issue in brief if the copy is not served on the RP? And why IBBI wants the details of all IAs which are pending? I mean, I'm really surprised. This is again increasing their own burden, increasing their own, you can say, storage cost. Of course, even digital storage also costs money. Why do they want to, you see, append this system? And they are wanting this detail every month because this is a form which is to be updated every month. This is an updation. This is not a one-time form. This is a regular form which has to be filed on 10th of every succeeding month till the time the CIRP is going on. So friends, I think this is again, which I feel we must give a suggestion that this should be dropped, right? Why?
Sir, moreover, all the applications, they're all the maybe IAs. So those are available on NCLT public website under the main application.
Right. So in fact, this is a good suggestion, Mr. Sandeep. IBBI, in fact, should coordinate with NCLT and get their auto-populated data from NCLT's website domain. Why they are asking IPs to, why they're burdening IPs to give this? So they should coordinate with NCLT. And
maybe they can just ask for, sir, sorry, maybe they can just ask for the main application number. So that can be provided over here.
That of course is fine. That CP IP number they want, of course, that is all right. That is all right. But they are asking all details of IA number, filing number, bench, issue and brief, outcome. Now,
So that is excessive, actually.
That is actually excessive. I agree.
Ashish, I just want to add one point. Say in the case of banks, there is a system called the straight-through processing. Say earlier, the banks used to submit the data to RBI in some electronic format. But now most of the data is directly going from the bank servers to the RBI servers. Likewise, I always felt the need for, say, submitting all the information in one source, let it be IBBI or NCLT or IPA, and the data should flow to the other agencies without duplication, so that it will be exhaustive and it is in full in all the places.
I think that's a good suggestion. We must say that all the databases, including NCLT, IPA, IU, or maybe MCA also, should be integrated. Should be integrated. So it is a straight through process. I file it one place, you get that data. The only problem which I can anticipate, and because I was also speaking to IBBI officials, the only problem is that NCLT database is typically not very organized. So therefore, they are not able to share it with the IBBI at this stage. If they are able to have a common ground, because this is all technology based, if they can do that, I think we can give a suggestion. So we can end up by saying that's a good suggestion, sir. We can note it down, sir. Thank you. Okay, then section 6 talks about cost disclosures, cumulative figures to be updated. That's not a problem. Section 7 is relationship disclosure. So that is also that. So this is a good thing. Earlier, relationship disclosure was to be filed immediately. Now the relationship disclosure, my dear friend, is not to be filed on a regular basis. It is to be filed only at the end of the month. That means by the 10th of next date. So I think that's a good thing which has happened here. Okay. Okay. Look at this. Now, if we read this. In addition to the details provided in the current month's form, a timeline will also be displayed on the form, which will cover key details relating to previous stages of CIRP that have already been completed. This information will be automatically populated based on the details submitted by IP in the forms in the previous months. However, the IP will have the ability to edit and update the historical information in case any corrections are needed, so as to maintain a record of the entire CIRP timeline in the current form. So this is one good thing which they have done. Now, friends, before I go to the, you see, I think we are at the end. Now, I have got one or two suggestions. Broadly, very broadly, and I think I would like to invite comments also from our friends. I think there are some comments in the chat box also. I believe the organizers are taking note of that. Two, the important point is this. The last form, which is a monthly form, which is to monthly status form, CP5 now, which is to be filed. My suggestion is form number CP1, CP2, CP3A, CP4. All these forms are also to be filed on the 10th of the next month. Isn't it? So on the 10th of the next month, I may have to file two forms because CP5 is mandatory. Then it may be CP1 with CP5. It may be CP2 with CP5 or CP1, CP2, CP5, because those two events may happen in the same month itself. My only suggestion is, why can't we have only CP5 form, which can include the information of CP1 if applicable, CP2 if applicable, CP3 if applicable, CP4 if applicable, and CP5, whatever monthly status is there. Why can't we have a single form? Let it be a single return. Why do we still need 5 forms? At the end of the day, IBBI is only interested in getting that information. So 4 columns can be, because every time auto population will also not be required then their system will also be more efficient. Instead of filing 5 forms or 2 forms, I'll be filing only a single form. So all I'm saying is combine CP1, CP2, CP3A, CP4 and CP5 in one single form, avoid duplication. Whatever is applicable, the drop-down menu will open. I'll say whether this information has been submitted as far as public announcement. Yes. So then that data will not open next time. Or it will be auto-populated. Why do we need 5 forms if they have to be filed on the same date? So that is my feeling, that if we want simplification, I think simplification should be done in filing a single form. That's all. Uska ek benefit aur hoga, sir.
Quite a valid suggestion.
No, one more point. Supposing you have to modify If you have to modify CP1, CP5, you pay 2 times fees, isn't it? So if you are modifying CP5 only, you are paying only 1 time. So that is also there. So I think I will just request any comments on this suggestion.
Very good suggestions.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day,
Absolutely good suggestion. Very good suggestion, sir. Very, very good suggestion. Thanks a lot to you.
So
You know, you're easing out our burden. You're easing out our burden.
like, sir, companies are filing annual return at the end of the year, isn't it? So the entire, you can
Yes,
have
sir.
10 information extra, no problem. So here also, whatever is applicable, I'll provide. Whatever is not applicable will be auto-populated if I were already submitted. So I think this is a suggestion which we can give them. If they agree, I don't know whether they're agreeing or not. So let's consolidate.
This is the best suggestion, sir. Why they will not agree, sir? It's better we should keep them pushing, sir.
Right.
In many other forums, not only this forum.
But sir, my suggestion here is, let's say if they do not agree, let's say in the worst case scenario, if they do not agree, then what is the need for this very CP5 then?
CP5 is like a monthly update, sir.
That is the update, but I do see that lot of information there is not getting auto-populated. Much of the information is not getting auto-populated.
Yes, you are right. No, what they're writing is, if you look at a general note, that if you have already given that information, it will be auto-populated. If you have, I'll just show you once again. I think I read.
Let's say regarding this very information memorandum, so I do not see that very information is getting auto-populated.
So let's look.
I'll interfere here.
Yes, sir.
If they want more fees for form 5, let them increase the fees.
Instead of 1,000 rupees, you can say only 2,000 rupees you pay if you're modifying. Correct. Okay, let's read this note, Mr. Sandeep. It says, in addition to the details provided in the current month's form, a timeline will be displayed on the form which will cover key details related to previous stages of CRP and have already been submitted. This information will be automatically populated based on the details submitted by IP in the forms for the previous months. So all they're saying is it will be auto-populated. If additional information you want to submit, supposing there is more updation, then you will have to add it, this thing, right? Or if you want any correction also, like supposing there is a historical information you want correction, that is also possible. So here you can correct. So there is no modification extra form required. In the next month, you can always correct that information. This is also a good thing which has happened. So I think that's a strong suggestion which I'm giving. I think most of you are agreeing to that also. So let's give that suggestion. Why can't we have a monthly return form kind of a thing, which will include CP1, CP2, CP3A, CP4, CP5. I can understand CP3B. Acha, one more thing. When they're designing new forms, why they are saying 3A and 3B? Why can't they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I mean, I'm surprised. Like, see, if you amend the form and you add another form later on, then of course ABC comes. Typically, the forms have to be numbered in sequential, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why they want 3A, 3B? They're complicated.
They might have actually passed through certain level of hierarchy, and afterwards of that, they might have thought of it.
I don't know, but we can still give a suggestion. Even if you want to retain this, give it in a sequential form or manner, sir. Of course, I can understand 3A and 3B, they are two related things. 3A is filing of application of approval plan. 3B talks about approval of the plan. So they are saying relating to resolution plan, 3A and 3B are there. But that does not matter. It can still be form number 3, form number 4, form number 5. Okay. And of course, one of the suggestions which I already gave earlier, headings of the form must be there. Like,
yes,
nobody knows like what is CP5. Let me show you once again. So I think headings are important. Look at this form number 5. Now tell me what it is. It says to be submitted. Now your team member doesn't know it. You may be knowing it, but you don't fill the forms. Your team members fill it, isn't it? So team members or other people should know what is the form. So headings of the form are extremely important, according to me.
Sir, we can't give a heading name, sir. I had seen it. We can't give a heading name because see, lot of stuff is there in that.
No. You are not giving. Mr. Murthy, I think you're getting it wrong.
Not we, sir. I mean, IBBI also cannot suggest the
Why?
name.
Why,
Name.
sir? Why?
Sir, for example, you see one form, sir. It has a lot of information.
No,
Can
no,
we
no.
suggest anything which is relevant?
No, sir. I can suggest all the headings, sir. If the IBBI can consider, I'm ready to.
Yes, sir. It can be. It can be.
Then
It
we should
can be.
suggest the names also, sir. Otherwise,
I will do that, sir. I will do
Please,
that.
sir.
I'll give it to Swasni, ma'am. Like the form CP1 can be said post COC information, post COC constitution.
Okay, generic. Okay, got it.
Generic.
It is
So,
all the laundry list, sir. Semi laundry list, jaisa hai.
Yeah, like CP2. Swasni, ma'am, if you're noting it down or somebody else, post information, post IM issue. That is CP2. CP3A is application for approval of resolution plan, stroke liquidation, stroke closure. CP3A, adjudicating authorities order on resolution plan, liquidation or closure. CP4, avoidance transactions reported to adjudicating authority. CP5, monthly status report. Sir, very easy. If I can think of in 5 minutes, why can't IBBI think of? So all I'm saying is it is possible, sir. So thoda heading se clarity ho jata hai.
It will be clear.
Yeah, it will be clear. That is what I suggested, sir.
Sir, you should be on the IBBI board actually.
No, sir, I don't want to be there.
Then how will do his practice?
I want to be your friend, sir. I'm very good as a part of the fraternity.
Maybe on an advisory committee.
सर एक सर दूसरी साइड पे भी कोई रहना चाहिए ना सर, जो थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चन का अपोजिशन भी स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए ना सर.
सर आपको पता नहीं है, ये हमेशा ही IBBI इनको पकड़ लेता है जब whenever they get stuck up anywhere. He is already advising indirectly and directly to them also.
I think
might
sir,
be so.
it
Yes,
is all good wishes of all my friends. I think we are all in the same boat. We are giving suggestions, and I think we had a good discussion today. Yes, Mr. Ravichandran, I think.
Sir, only one last one, sir. This thing is like a Google Drive actually. All these forms call for a lot of attachments, like application file with this one, all this, the RF with the transaction audit report like that. So some sort of a Google Drive type actually where the attachment is de-linked with the form. Otherwise, what happens is when you attach all these things with the form, it will hang actually automatically. The form also will not go, attachment also will not go.
Good suggestion, sir. Very good suggestion, because that is what I was saying. Everyone will file on 10th of particular day, 10th of July. Naturally, their system is going to hang. So I think they have to upgrade their system. Otherwise, MCA mein kya hota, sir? Everyone knows income tax mein kya hota when everyone starts filing their income tax returns on the last date. So this is also going, their system is going to crash. I'm sure about it. So I think that's a good suggestion, that they can devise a system of uploading in a drive or attachment in a drive. I don't know whether that's possible, but in technology, sir, everything is possible today. Chalo, great. Any more suggestions? Anyone general comments from any of our friends? I think we can discuss. Otherwise, if we are all covered, maybe I can hand over the proceedings to Swasni ma'am for our closing remarks.
Is there any modification in the penalties for late submission of any form?
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat your question, sir?
Are there any penalties for late submission of any form?
Oh, okay. They have not. They have not mentioned. Yeah, they have not mentioned in the discussion paper. Probably, I think they will continue with those penalties because they want to generate revenue.
Yes.
So, but they have not mentioned it here in the discussion. Yes, we can also. Do you have any comments on that? Whether they should be charged or not, penalties?
You should be reasonable. I say, as you rightly said, everybody tries to upload on the 10th, the last date of the due date. Then the system will crash. So that's why if there are any such technical issues, then the due date should be extended by a couple of days. Or up to 5 days more. I mean, 15th of the particular month.
Maybe a grace period of 3 days. That's what you're saying?
Sir, it is by 10th, sir. By 10th, matlab you can do it from 7th to 10th. Anytime you can do it, sir. They won't allow for it, sir.
Mr. Murthy, nobody files it. That is the problem, na? Jo bhi last
Sir, we know it, sir. We know it. But the reply what we get is that, sir, because by 10th, they didn't say that you file it on 10th.
Right. But
that's the language they use.
I know. In fact,
so
I think
One
Yeah.
participant said that actually one chance should be given without penalty. So if modification has to be done in a certain form, so at least one chance has to be without penalty. So that should be the suggestion.
Right. So one editing must be allowed, sir, maybe in the next 7 days or 15 days, whatever. So some time period can be fixed for that. That was a good suggestion, sir. That was a good suggestion.
So moreover, sir, one general question. So
Yes.
are they coming up with any kind of maybe a minimum fees in case of PIRP?
In case of personal insolvency.
Yes.
PG to CD.
Okay. Sir, PG to
So
CD.
that is still not there. That is still not there.
PG to CD, sir, we had a interesting master class for 3 days. A lot of issues have come up. In fact, I would just want to mention here, and I will also request HIPA also to join hands. Transition is now forming a study group to review part number 3, chapter wise. I will request all of you to be a part of those study groups. We will, because there are a lot of issues which have come up. It is in practice management of insolvency, there are a lot of issues which have come up. In fact, in the master class, I pointed out, Mr. Ravichandran was there. He will actually, and Mr. Ramanaya was also there. Probably they will bear with me that we have found out a lot of discrepancies, lot of deficiencies, and a lot of clarifications are required. So we must be proactive today. We must tell IBBI and MCA that, look, these are the deficiencies, please correct them. We are not criticizing. We are just trying to get the things on a right track. That is what we are.
Will there be a repeat class of this very PG to CD?
Sir, you can. Okay, the recorded versions are available, sir. You can get that. I think that will be great if you can do that, sir. It is like sitting in a live class. So same recording, you will get it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I'll also we'll tie up with HIPA also for those study groups so that it is widely publicized. Okay. Yes.
Sir, I would like to say, one thing. IBBI in one of the meetings, the same question was raised to the IBBI. Hardly it happened 15-20 days ago only. They have agreed that they will be coming out PG to CD fees also, like CIRP fees.
Right.
Something like that. Number one. Number two, sir, I would like to be part of your study group. I'm in touch with you.
Sure. I think thank you for updating on the fees part. I think this is what happens, friends. All of us are in touch with IBBI at one stage or the other. We pass on the information and the whole other group. I think that's the best part. So this is what the purpose of all these webinars are. So thank you so much.
Yes, Ashish, one point to share with you. See, in the case of fee for the IRP and RP, in the case of CIRP, it is up to 6 months or up to the date of registration plan or up to the date of application for liquidation, etc. But later to that, the RP has to discharge his duties till the orders are passed. Then say some of the COC members are denying the fees to the RP. Then can you please take up with the
I think that's a good point. Let me dwell it in. I'll just take 1 minute on this. Friends, as far as CIRPs are concerned, RPs not only work during the CIRP period, after the approval of the resolution plan, sometimes they are supervising the implementation also. And they are actually, let me tell you, and I'm using that word, they are, at a mercy of the people after that stage, because till the time CIRP is there, it is a part of the CIRP cost. But the moment the company goes into, say, implementation of the plan, the fees is typically dependent and to be realized as per the plan or as decided in the implementation committee by the RA who is going to pay that. So you are at mercy at many times. So I think that there is also one suggestion to IBBI that they can also design a fees that, look, if the RP is involved for the implementation, this should be the minimum fees which must be paid to the person. That is good suggestion, sir. Second, now let me come to individual insolvency. Individual insolvency, my dear friends, has a different, things altogether. It is in 3 stages. Examination of the application, then from admission to the approval of the repayment plan, that is the 2nd stage. And 3rd stage, in fact, the law says RP will supervise the implementation. It is mentioned in the law itself. Nobody else, only RP will see the implementation. So now you have 3 stages. Examination of application admission till approval of the plan, and after approval of plan till implementation. And even after implementation is over, he has to file a discharge application also. So his duties are multifold. What we suggest is, like Mr. Manoj Anand mentioned, that IBBI is coming out with a fee guideline. I think they should cover all these 4 stages. Admission stage, repayment.
I think there is a 4th stage as well. Like if the repayment plan is not approved,
not implemented, yes.
Bankruptcy stage is there.
That is, or discharge. So if it is implemented, it is discharge. If it is not implemented, then again he has to file a report. You are absolutely right. So 4 stages are there. So I think the fees should cover all the 4 stages, not only the repayment plans. The insolvency period only. So I think we can give that suggestion also separately, not in this. Okay. Chalo, over to Suhasini ma'am. So friends, thank you so much for being a part of it. Let's hear Suhasini ma'am for their closing remarks.
Sir, thank you for sharing your expertise and enriching experience. I have my EC member from HIPA, Mr. Anil Kumar, CA and IP. He will be presenting the vote of thanks to our esteemed speaker, Ashish sir.
And also Anil, the participants. I think the participants made this webinar a most
both.
Yes, Mr. Anil Kumar.
For initiating, sir, for initiating such a noble cause.
Yes.
On behalf of all of us. Yeah.
Good evening, Ashish sir. Good evening, all the members who have participated in this wonderful session. On behalf of Hyderabad Insolvency Professional Association and Transition Group, I would like to thank Dr. Ashish sir for his wonderful presentation and his time. Enlightening us with this one of the very important practical change, more comprehensively covering the proposed forms along with his sessions and also comparing the old forms. As always, Dr. Ashish sir is very quick in adapting to recent changes, interpret them, and help the members to equip themselves with current changes. It is a very useful interactive session. We also thank all the members for their active participation and bringing sessions to these proposed changes. And, many of the members have come up with, more very important sessions. Hope they will be consolidated and they will be presented on behalf of us to IBBI. Thank you all. And with this, we conclude our today's session. Thank you once again.
Thank you.